Hi friends, I hope I have the right packet today for today's reading lesson. Today is Wednesday, so what you're going to need is this Wednesday packet, and you know what you can actually do, guys? Take a pencil and cross this out here. So because Miss was a little mixed up this week, go ahead and cross that out. Okay, and instead I will just let you know what we're going to be doing. So on the front, or on this packet, you know how to do this. It's your spelling words again. And you place them in the correct box, short letter, tall letter, and then you write it nice and neat. So trace it, box it, write it, okay? Remember, your spelling words this week have that final consonant blend. A consonant blend is when two consonants are together and you blend them together as you read. And, ask, okay? Last page, most of you like this, a word search. Again, your spelling words, you'll circle when you find one. Remember, they can go across, up and down, or diagonal, okay? When you find it in the puzzle, circle it here and write it here, okay? So, now let's get to your story of the week, and I am so happy that I found the correct packet because one of Miss Jess's favorite things to learn about is animals, and especially baby animals. And when you come back to school, I'll show you some pictures about a time that I went to see the bear caves in the wintertime while the bears were hibernating. And I got to actually hold some baby cubs, some bear cubs, and their mommy was sleeping because she was hibernating, and so were they. But we learned all about the bears, and I have pictures, and when we come back to school, I'll tell you all about that, okay? So this is another informational text, which means, once again, just like the sunflower story was, it's a story that teaches us something. It's a real-life story that's going to teach us, okay, and give us facts about something. So again, it's not going to be a fiction. It's not going to be 3 pigs making a stew, because that could not really happen, okay? So the title is, so go ahead and get this with me, and you're going to read along with me. When I'm done, I'd like you to go back to the beginning and try to read it by yourself or with a grown-up, okay? The title, How Do Baby Animals Grow? By Caroline Hutchinson. Caroline Hutchinson is the author. She wrote the story, but I wonder why there's no illustrator here. I wonder why they don't tell us who drew the pictures in this story. Does anyone have an idea? If you do, tell your grown-up. The reason there's no illustrator is because this is a real-life story. They didn't draw the pictures. These are photographs of real baby animals. Go ahead and turn to the first page. It says 104 down at the bottom, and oh my gosh, would you look at those bears. Ready? Point to the very first word, and I will read slow so that you can move your finger and read with me. 1, 2, 3. This polar bear makes her home in the snow. She has her babies there. They sleep together, and she keeps them warm. They sure do look warm, snuggled up with her, huh? Flip it over. Finger pointing. The babies get bigger and bigger. They play together in the snow. Down below, I have a question for you. What does the word snow mean? How does the picture help you figure out what snow means? I know you guys know what snow means, but what they're wondering is what makes, how does the picture help you figure it out? Well, if we say the babies play together in snow, and here we see the babies playing together, well, what are they playing in? With snow. That was kind of an easy one. Ooh, next one. We're not in the snow anymore. Ready? This kangaroo lives on the grass. She has a new baby. The baby lives in her pouch. Can everyone point to the baby for me? And now point to the mama. Good job. Flip the page. If you're lost, we're on 107. Pause the video and find 107. The mother gives the baby milk and keeps it warm. The baby gets bigger and bigger. What questions would you ask the author? Highlight the text that you want to ask about. So what that means is if you'd like to ask about the baby's milk, you would highlight baby's milk, and you might say out loud to a grown-up or just think in your head, I wonder what the milk tastes like. Or you might say, I wonder if the milk is cold or warm. You might have a question about keeping the baby warm. So you might highlight keeps it warm, and you might say to your grown-up, how does the kangaroo keep the baby warm? And then you could even ask a question about the baby gets bigger and bigger. Your question could be, how big does a baby kangaroo get? Or your question could be, how small is a kangaroo when it's born? So try to think of one question, okay? And you can ask it to a grown-up, or you can just say it out loud to yourself or in your head. Next page, we're back to the snow. Should be on 108. This penguin makes her home on the ice. The mother penguin lays an egg on the ice. Can you see the egg? Look very closely. You should see the mother sitting on her egg. Flip the page. Oh, I love this picture. I love that when the mommy and the daddy are together over their baby, it looks like a heart. Do you see that? The baby penguin comes out of the egg. The mother gives the baby food and keeps it warm. The baby gets bigger and bigger. Down below, here's where you'll need your pencil. Underline the most important detail the author tells about baby penguins. And let's do that one together, guys. So go ahead and pick up your pencil. And that way, when you're done, all you'll have to do is read the story, okay? So we want to know what is the most important thing the author is telling us about baby penguins. So there's a few different things. The author is telling us baby penguins come out of an egg. The author is telling us the mother gives the baby food. The author is telling us the mother keeps it warm. And the author is telling us the baby gets bigger and bigger. What is the main idea, the most important thing the author is trying to teach us? And it's the same thing they're teaching us about the kangaroos, the baby cubs. Okay? Can you think of what it is and underline it? The main idea, the most important thing is the author is trying to teach us that the baby gets bigger and bigger. So please underline that whole sentence. Okay, by getting bigger and bigger, the baby hatches from the egg, the baby drinks milk, the mother keeps it warm, but the main idea is the baby grows bigger. And guess what? That's the end of the story. So Miss is not going to have you do anything else in this book other than turn back to the very first page, which was on can you see that? 103. And I'd like you to practice reading the story 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, whatever you'd like, with a grown-up. Your grown-up can read it to you first. You can take turns reading one page and your grown-up reads the other page. However you want to do it, okay? So your task for Wednesday is to read this story, to do your spelling packet, and of course, if you ever want to do anything extra, you can do Raz Kids or Epic on your iPad. So have fun. I hope you enjoyed the story. I loved it, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.